swear affirm the testimony you give in accordance to the oath you swear? I do. Go ahead and I see you in the United States, study it.
Sergeant Terrence Epps, Terrance, EPPS. Afternoon. I'm employed with the City of Atlanta Police Department. I'm a police supervisor.
How long have you been with the Atlanta Police Department?
Since 2007.
And you said you are a police supervisor?
I'm sergeant.
Sergeant. And did you say 2007, what was your position as a police department?
2007, I was a recruit in 2007. Yeah.
When were you promoted to sergeant?
2020,
2020. And do you remember what month of 2020 you were promoted?
February.
February. And so on July 4th of 2020, were you a sergeant at that time?
Yes, I was.
And kind of tell us about your duties and responsibilities as a sergeant.
So at that time, I was assigned to the Zone 6 field investigation team. I was a supervisor. We were a discretionary unit. We did not answer 911 calls. We did kind of proactive policing or directed patrols or kind of like projects or stuff like that.
What is proactive policing?
So they would assign us to an area if there was an uptick in crime or if something needed to be kind of taken care of. So if citizen complaints or different things like that, crime, car break-ins, anything like that.
And you said Zone 6, was that the zone that you covered?
At the time, yes.
And what area of Atlanta County was Zone 6 in?
So it's like East Atlanta.
And what kind of different roads?
Boulevard, Memorial, Moreland.
Would that also include the Edgewood Avenue area?
Yes, it would.
And what shift were you working on July 4th of 2020?
So it was a detail day that day. I was working in the evening because of the 4th of July.
And when you say the detail, what does that mean?
We were actually assigned to Edgewood, the bar district, because of the 4th of July. It was anticipated that there would be a lot of
I'm sorry?
Everything okay? Sorry, she got disconnected for a second. Okay, whatever he said after Edgewood.
I was assigned to Edgewood. It's a bar district inside of the zone. They expected it to be crowded because of the 4th of July, so they had us there to kind of monitor the street and the bars.
Was anything else going on in that Edgewood area around that time in summer 2020?
Yes, it was a protest.
How often would there be protests in that area, the Edgewood area specifically?
Because of how close it was to the King Center, it was a lot. There was a lot of protests over in that area.
And when you say protests, are those peaceful protests?
It was both.
When you say both, what would be else?
When it was a little rowdy, I don't know. It'd be a lot going on.
Were there any incidents of violence during that time?
Occasionally there would be. It's been a while.
Specifically on July 4th, do you recall there being any issues of violence in that area?
I do recall something happening after this incident.
And what was that occurred in the area?
It was a shooting.
Was anybody injured in that?
Yes, there was.
Yes.
What you were working on, I know you said it was a detail. Was it a specific time frame that you were working? Were y'all working 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours shifts at that time?
I'm not sure the exact hours that day.
What were you working in?
Yes, I was.
At some point, did you leave the Edgewood area?
I did. I actually, our precinct, our substation was located at the Atlanta Medical Center. Being that we were on Edgewood, it was a close proximity. I actually had to go use the restroom. So I decided to go to our precinct to use the restroom. It was a safe place. And once I was leaving, heading back to Edgewood, is when I saw the vehicle.
When you say you saw the vehicle, what street were you on at the time that you saw the vehicle?
I was on Boulevard at the intersection with Freedom. The vehicle actually ran the red light in front of me. It was pretty hard to do. I actually had my blue lights in a mode that they weren't flashing. It was like a steady flash for like presence. It was just like they were just glowing. They weren't like, I wasn't trying to pull anybody over or stop anyone. They were just illuminated. So, yes, for visibility. So like I said, I was stopped at the red light and the vehicle actually ran the red light as my light turned green in front of me going.
What do you know what that vehicle looked like?
It was a gray SUV.
And once that vehicle were they speeding?
Yes, they were speeding.
What did you do when you saw that vehicle?
I actually turned and followed them. As they were running the red light in front of me, I saw that the window was broken, and I knew that I was close to the hospital, and I figured something was going on, so I just actually followed the vehicle to the hospital.
And did the vehicle in fact go to Atlanta Medical Center?
It did.
And what did you observe when you got there?
When I got there, I observed the driver was honking the horn frantically. They were screaming. I was using my radio to tell dispatch, and she actually was aware of the incident and told me that the car had been involved in a shooting and that they were en route there, and they were trying to get help from the Grady EMTs who were outside of the hospital.
Did you have your dash cam activated in your car?
So I did have my dash cam activated. What actually had occurred, I had driven there's a speed on your dash cam where they activated 60 miles per hour. I actually did not realize that I had gone 60 miles an hour on Boulevard, so my camera started recording on its own. And when I went to start the camera, I actually had inadvertently turned the camera off. Like I said, they were going faster than I thought, and I'm just behind them. So that's what happened with my dash cam, but I did have my body camera activated.
And your body cam, does that allow you to see kind of what's going on?
Yes, it does.
Your dash cam, at what point did you turn it off? At what point did you turn it off?
It was when, so there's a lot of movement going on with the vehicle. I was actually using my dash cam to kind of monitor the vehicle to make sure, like to preserve the evidence and make sure everything was captured. So I got out to see what was going on, and then I looked over and I was like, I need to cut my dash camera on. So I went to do that after I had figured out what was going on.
I know you said it was in Market States Exhibit number 7 for production.
Sorry, what one was that?
7? And do you recognize States Exhibit 7?
I do.
Have you had an opportunity to review that?
I have.
And what does States Exhibit 7 contain?
It's my body cam from the incident.
And does it have some of that dash cam on there as well?
It does.
And in your review, have there been any deletions or additions to that, your body cam footage as well as your dash cam?
No, ma'am.
Say that's the statement of 7 being indicated.
Any questions?
No text, Your Honor.
Submitted and published.
States number 7, the body cam and dash cam of Sergeant Betts.
Judge, I'll pull it up for record. We're starting with dash cam.
And I just asked you while we're trying to get our technology working. Is there sound on your body cam?
Yes. It's audio and video.
I'm sorry.
It records audio and video.
What about your dash cam?
Yes, audio and video.
This is not showing. Over here.
Did you come into contact with anyone while we were trying to get our technology, while we were there at the Atlanta?
Yes, I did.
Who did you come in contact with?
The driver of the vehicle and the passenger of the vehicle.
And at what point did you come in contact with the driver of the vehicle?
So I actually waited until Grady was rendering aid, and then I attempted to get like an initial statement from the driver, trying to determine like what had happened and where it had happened, trying to establish a potential crime scene.
And were you able to get that information?
I was.
Did you know where the incident where the shooting had occurred?
I did. He gave me a.
And where was that?
It was in an area that was being blocked by protesters. It was on Pryor. He said near the liquor store.
And at that point, did you know what happened? Can you tell me what happened?
Yes, he said he was driving and they started shooting.
Was he able to tell you who was shooting?
He actually, when he described them, he said they looked like me. And at that time, it was the protest and COVID time, and I actually wore a face mask. Like, so when he said they looked like me, he said they had masks on like me, and he was describing the people.
And were you able to determine who, if anyone, had been shot while they were on the road to the apartment?
Yes, he said that it was at the time he referred to her as this old lady. It was my old lady's daughter, and he said her name, Secoriea Turner.
Did he tell you how old Secoriea was?
Yes, 8 at the time.
I'm sorry.
8.
All right. And when you pulled into Atlanta Medical Center, just tell us what you were I heard you say that there was the cars in front of you, somebody's beeping on the horn.
Yeah.
What happened?
So as he pulled in, he was honking the horn. Two Grady EMTs, they were wearing gray, ran over. I saw the back door of the vehicle open. I saw a female Grady employee actually reach into the vehicle, grab Secoriea Turner out, and she just ran towards the emergency room. It was another female. It was Miss Turner. I learned afterwards. She was actually in the back with her. She actually had fallen out of the vehicle as they were running off with her daughter.
Ms. Turner fell out of the vehicle?
She did.
At any time, did you have an opportunity to go inside the hospital?
I did. I went inside of the hospital. I was trying to get her conditioning to determine which of our investigative units to start to the scene. So if based on the injuries, it determines who you call to the scene. So because of her condition and because of what medical staff had told me, I started our homicide unit.
So the information you received was that Secoriea Turner was deceased. They did not feel like they were dead.
That her injuries were very serious. They did not say that she was deceased at the beginning. They were doing everything that they could, but they used medical terms as well as some terms we use in police to describe her condition.
And based on that, you called out the homicide unit?
Correct.
Did you speak to a specific detective?
I actually don't recall which investigator I spoke or detective or sergeant I spoke with, but I raised them. I kept updating them on the condition as they would tell me. I was in the hallway for a good little while they were attempting measures to save her life.
You were in the hallway of the hospital while the doctors were working on Secoriea?
Correct.
Were you, in regards to Charmaine Turner, did you ever have an opportunity to speak with her?
I'm not Jerrion Turner. That's the mother.
The mother, yes.
I don't believe I got a chance to speak with her. It was a lot going on, and her I don't think I was able to ever get a statement from her.
When you indicated that you did.
So this on the screen is my dash camera. Leave some of your possible signal.
That ain't mine, it is. That ain't mine. That ain't your own thing, you're ready for bed.
Is that yourself that we're looking at there, Sergeant?
Yes, I'm in the pants with the black one to the far right.
And is that Mr. Omar Ivory?
Yes, it is.
Copy. Robert, you're a team, say everybody. Copy, are you working on it? Hey, any units in the area, ANC, need to start ANC.
Was it, at that point, when was it in that, after that, you were able to speak to Mr. Ivory?
Shortly after this, so what's happening is we're actually blocking the ambulance entrance to the emergency room. So I actually moved my vehicle up to allow ambulances to pass by. I didn't want to block the entrance completely. And then after that is when I spoke to Mr. Omar.
During the time that you were speaking to Mr. Ivory, can you tell me kind of what his demeanor was?
He was extremely upset. He was angry. It came off almost as like aggression, but he was just upset. There was a lot going on.
Did you find his emotional outburst uncommon for somebody who's been driving a car with a 8-year-old who's been shot at?
No, it was fine.
No, no.
Your dash cam, I think that video was what, a minute or so long, is that correct?
I believe so, sir.
But then,
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
then your body cam kicked in, correct?
Correct.
And the state's attorney was asking you about Mr. Ivory's demeanor, correct?
Yes,
Because you did speak with him, right?
I did.
And you said that he told you, again, this old lady's daughter was shot, right?
Correct.
And you indicated that to some extent it almost appeared as aggression, correct?
Correct.
I'm sorry?
Correct.
But it was understandable aggression, correct?
Yes.
He said things like, there are 1,000 people on university with guns, right?
I'm not as sure his exact quotes, so it was captured on my body cam.
He said there are a lot of people out there with guns, right?
Again, I'm not sure his exact quote, but he made reference to people being out there.
And he called you all basically security guards, right?
Not sure if he was speaking about us, but he did refer to security.
And he gave you a description, somewhat, of the people he thought were involved, correct?
Yeah, my understanding, he said he didn't know. He said they looked like me, and that was he was referring to my mask, like they were covered. He couldn't give me much. And I was trying to get height, weight. I was asking him a lot of questions.
And he was also referring to your clothes. He said they were dressed like cops or something in black, right?
I remember him saying they looked like me, so I'm not exactly. I didn't get to go into much detail about exactly my clothing, but he referred to my mask that I was wearing. They had masks on like you.
I'm sorry.
He said they had masks on.
One second, Your Honor. I think you have no questions for you.
Any redirect?
But what type of mask did you have on?
It was one of the COVID face that it fastened around my ear. I'm trying to remember. I think it was black at the time.
Because we were in the height of COVID.
Yes.
Here and everywhere else.
100%.
And you were wearing like those paper masks.
It was a paper. I don't even want to say it may have been N95, but it was a COVID mask. I was very COVID conscious at the time, so I wore my mask. Yes.
And at that time, those masks were everywhere, right?
Yes, sir.
So people knew those. They were rather distinctive, right?
They were everywhere. When you say distinctive, what do you mean?
Hard to miss that COVID mask, right? You can see them on your face.
Oh yeah, you can see them on people's face. Correct.
Thank you, sir. No further questions.
Okay, you can get it to you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
Have
for
a
your
good
time.
day.
Okay, are you ready with your next witness?
State calls crime scene set Jerrion Davis to the stand, Your Honor. And you swear by the testimony you give the court that you know you right now proceedings in my state study in the court.
Sharon Davis, SHARONDAVIS.
Good afternoon, Ms. Davis. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you. And you?
I'm making it. Ms. Davis, how are you employed?
With the City of Atlanta Police Department.
All right. And can you tell me very what some of your duties are?
Well, currently I'm with code enforcement, so what they were in crime scene is to respond to scenes that are some fatal in nature, some not, and at the direction of what to do. But I respond to scenes and I collect evidence. I will collect fingerprints, which is evidence, document injuries, document defects in vehicles.
And so you said a lot. So let's break that down. So currently you work for who?
The City of Atlanta as a code enforcement officer.
Okay. And back in 2020, who did you work with?
The City of Atlanta as a crime scene technician.
Okay. And how long have you been a crime scene tech in 2020?
In 2020, about a year.
About a year. And you previously told us with some of those duties. So back on July 4th of 2020, did you respond to Atlanta Medical Center?
Yes, I did.
And what was the reason for your response?
It was someone who was injured in a vehicle.
Okay. And once you respond, can you tell me for the jury what that scene was like?
Crazy.
Okay. And when you say crazy, tell me more.
It was just the sight of it. It was alarming.
It was alarming.
Yes.
Were there multiple people outside?
Yes.
Okay. Did you by any chance happen to see a vehicle in the emergency department?
Yes, in the driveway.
All right. And once you arrived, what did you do next?
I got out. I went to the officer who raised me to get information as to what was going on. I walked around the vehicle to get direction, just to get an understanding of what I would be looking for. So I walked around the vehicle.
And do you remember who that officer was that raised you?
I do not. I'm sorry.
Okay. And what is the address of the Atlanta Medical Center, if you remember?
I don't know the numerics, but it's on Boulevard.
Is it on Boulevard?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And when you use the word raise, what does that mean?
We get our calls from the radio, so someone will call for a crime scene. It's a term called raise. So on your radio, they raise crime scene.
Okay. And what shift were you working on that day?
I was on evening watch.
Permission to approach, Madam? I am going to approach you with what has been pre-labeled as State's Exhibit 8 through 29. Can you take a moment to look through those photos and tell me if you recognize those photos?
Yes, I do.
All right, and how do you recognize those photos?
That was from the crime scene.
And are those photos a fair and accurate depiction of the photos you took once you responded to Atlanta Medical Center?
Yes, they are.
Your Honor, at this time, State 10 to States 8 through 29. So we're going to start with State's Exhibit 8. Ms. Davis, can you tell members of the jury what State's Exhibit 8 is?
It is it's a Jeep, a gray in color Jeep that was parked in the driveway in front of the medical center.
Okay. Now, State's Exhibit 9, is that just a close-up view of State's Exhibit 8?
It is the overall rear of the vehicle.
Okay. Now, State's Exhibit 10, what are we looking at here?
Overall front of vehicle.
Okay. All right. Now, State's Exhibit 11, what are we looking at here?
That's overall driver's side.
Okay. So let's go to State's Exhibit 12. All right. Now, let's talk about State's Exhibit 12. Which side of the car is shown on State's Exhibit 12?
The drivers.
The driver's side. And was there anything significant about the driver's side of the car that made you take this photo?
It's the overall rear driver's side. So just trying to get both sides because I couldn't stand straight on.
Okay. And now State's Exhibit 13. What are we looking at on State's Exhibit 13?
The defects in the door, the driver's door.
All right, so if you can tap the screen for me, and where you see the first defect, can you mark it A?
I forgot how that works, sorry.
Great, you beat me to my next question. So my next one is there another defect? It would be B. You already marked it.
Oh, okay, sorry, yes.
So how many defects have you labeled?
2.
All right, let's go to the next one. Now, top the screen. You want to erase that for me? So for State's Exhibit 14, would that be the same handle or a close-up of?
Objection, Your Honor. Counsel is looking with.
What are we looking at here, Ms. Davis?
It is what's referred to as a mid-range.
Okay.
So it's a mid-range of the defect.
Okay. And is that defect A or B?
A.
All right. What are we looking at here?
A mid-range of defect B.
Okay. Now, what are we looking at here?
The rear driver side, so it's a focus on the rear driver's door.
Okay. And do we still see the defects from the driver's door and now the back passenger door?
Yes,
Okay. And what about that window?
it was shattered.
Okay. And are there any defects on the back panel?
Yes, there is.
Now, what are we looking at here?
This is a mid-range of those defects.
Okay. Can you please mark the defects that you see on the screen? It should be C and D.
I'm sorry, okay.
And then, do you see another defect? So in total, how many defects have you noted so far?
3.
Okay. And then,
Well,
let's add
I'm
the
sorry, oh
eight.
yeah, okay, I'm sorry, 5.
Do you want to tap the screen? What are we looking at here?
A close-up of the defect.
And which defect would that be?
That's on the top handle of the rear driver's door.
Okay. And would that be defect D that you previously labeled?
Can you zoom back out? Yes.
So now, what are we looking at here?
That's overall of E.
And was there something that you noted at the bottom of the vehicle? Was there a defect at the bottom of the vehicle?
Objection, Your Honor.
Other than the black tire?
No.
No.
Okay.
Whatever's down there, I can't really see.
Okay. We'll go back. So right here, would you agree that we're looking at 3 defects?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Plus a shattered window.
Yes.
Okay. And what side of the car is this?
The driver's side.
What is State's Exhibit 20?
It is a defect in the rear. The rear driver's side.
Thank you. What is State's Exhibit 21?
A mid-range of the defect on the rear driver's side.
State's Exhibit 22.
That is a close-up of a defect on the rear tail light.
Okay. Which
Driver's
side?
side. Driver's side.
Driver's side. State's Exhibit 23.
Overall of the front driver's side. Interior overall front driver's side.
Okay. And if you can tell me, was that passenger window up or down?
The passenger window?
Yes.
I don't recall.
Okay.
It looks like it's up, but I don't recall from that night.
That's fine. Thank you. But these are true and accurate depiction of the photos that you took on that. on that
Yes, yes, they are.
night. Now, what are we looking at on State's Exhibit 24?
The defects on the rear interior driver's door.
Rear interior driver's door. Would that be the driver's door behind the driver? Door behind the driver?
The rear interior rear driver's door, so the door behind the first door.
Got it. The driver's door?
The driver's door, yes. Yes, I'm trying to say passenger. I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
And how many defects do you notice?
3.
For State's Exhibit 25, what are we looking at?
the rear interior passenger side.
Okay. And why?
Excuse me, driver's side.
And why did you take this photo?
Well, when you photograph vehicles, you always do all four sides of the exterior, and you do interior from each door, driver, front, rear, passenger, and then to the front passenger seat.
Okay. Did you know, or did you learn whose purse that was?
I did not.
What about the cell phone?
No one told me. I was unaware of who it belonged to.
What about the blood?
It was from the deceased victim.
Now, which side of the car are we looking at here?
Passenger.
Okay. Now, on the passenger side, did you know any defects to the passenger side?
No.
Okay. So you said no?
No,
Okay.
other than that tire.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
Other than
so
the tire, right?
yes.
Okay. So, for example, would you agree that based off of the defects, where were all of the defects that you noted?
On the driver's side.
On the driver's side. And those defects, what are they consistent with? If you know.
Well, they're consistent with shell casings, which cause the defects. So, from shell casings.
From shell casings. And where do shell casings come from?
A firearm.
Firearm. And State's Exhibit 27. What are we looking at here?
Just the front passenger side.
And State's Exhibit 28.
That was the little girl.
Okay. And when did you take this photo?
When I was asked to go inside of the hospital room.
And then State's Exhibit 29.
That's a close-up of her face.
So, based off of all of the photos that you took, were there any defects on the passenger side of the car?
No, not to my recollection, no.
And where were all of the defects?
On the driver's side. CST, did you learn who was sitting in the back passenger of the vehicle? The little girl.
I'm sorry?
The little girl.
And did you learn the little girl's name?
Secoriea.
What her last name, Turner?
Secoriea Turner.
And based off of your photos, is that where the bullet defects were?
The rear door, yes, the rear driver's door.
Okay.
Will you repeat that for her? Sorry.
The rear driver's door.
I have no questions for you.
Okay, thank you.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon. And you mentioned that you were a crime scene today. How long was you there?
From 2019 until 2024. July 1st of 2024. So I've been with code enforcement for 1 year. Thank you.
And you mentioned being raised by an officer. Do you know?
No, I'm raised by the radio. So radio raises crime scene. I answer and then someone starts talking, and that someone is who is already on the scene, and it was that officer.
So do you ever meet with that officer?
Yes.
Okay. And how is that officer involved in the picture that you take?
He's not involved at all.
Okay. So the pictures that you take are based on just your responsibility to collect the information, correct?
Correct.
So you don't have any knowledge of what previously transpired when you take pictures at various scenes?
Well, I have to have an update so that I know what I'm photographing. If I don't get a briefing, then I could just start photographing the street, which has nothing to do with the scene.
Okay. So in terms of the briefing that you get, you don't talk to witnesses?
No, I do not.
Okay. And so in this situation, you went to the hospital to take pictures and you were told that you need to take pictures of the vehicle.
Correct.
Do you modify the vehicle at all when you take pictures?
Modify how?
Do you adjust anything to get the pictures that you take? Do you open doors? Do you?
You do not, no, you don't touch anything on a vehicle. And this vehicle, when I arrived at Atlanta Medical Center, it did not, there was no search warrant. So the way it was, and I believe the only door that was open was the rear passenger door. So I do open the doors just to photograph the inside, but after that, I do not touch anything else.
Okay. And this may be a strange question, but you've never seen this vehicle before that day, correct?
I've never, well, it's a lot of those on the street, but I don't know if it was that one that I've seen, but that was my first encounter on that day with this vehicle, with this sad scene.
Yes, ma'am. And in terms of any damages that may have been pre-existing, you would know what those were?
No, I would not.
So you said you had to have a briefing to know what to take pictures of. So when you got to the scene, you were told to take pictures of the vehicle, but was that the extent of what you knew, that something can happen in this vehicle?
No one has to tell me to take pictures. That's what I do as a crime scene technician. So again, they're just giving you a short story as to what they know to have happened. And then I start working as a crime scene technician, documenting the scene via photographs.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you. And in terms of how many pictures you're supposed to take, do you make that determination?
Yes, I make that determination.
Okay. And when do you know that you've taken enough pictures?
You never take enough pictures.
That is a fair assessment. And so you mentioned mid-range.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean, mid-range?
Mid-range is so the overall is to show relation to where something happened. So if something happened up here, I would do an overall from back here. So whoever's looking at the photo can say that happened in that vicinity. Then I go a little closer in a mid-range to pick up something, the item of evidence plus an object that was already there. So it would get this and that, and then you could see it in the overall. Then you see this in the mid-range. Then when I do the close-up, it's just that item.
Okay. And so with regards to the pictures that you're taking, you don't know necessarily which defect is first, second, or third, or anything like that?
I do not. Just in the normal, like, because the driver's door is first, that's for my logic. So I'm starting that way. I don't know what happened first.
Yes.
You recognize that picture?
Yes.
How do you recognize that picture?
I can see the part of the hospital wall.
Have you seen that picture before?
Yes.
Can you remember when you've seen that picture before?
Well, I took it, but I don't remember when I saw. And then when I come back to the office, I have to download these photos, and I sit there and I have to describe every photo. So I'm reliving the scene again, and now I'm reliving it again today. So, but when I took it, and then when I got back to the office and I downloaded the photos and I started describing what I took pictures of.
And you said describe the photos. Where do you describe them? What do you do when you get to the office and download them?
Into Mark 43, so we download the photos into evidence.com, and then I do a report on Mark 43.
And then what happens with those pictures once you finish with describing them and do your report?
Well, they're saved on a disc and with the report, and it's sent to the photo lab.
And do you ever have any, I guess, incident to see them again once they go to the photo lab?
Yes, like right now.
That's fair. But before now, and after you, after they go to the photo lab, do you compile them at all, or once you send it to the photo lab, you're done?
Yes.
Okay. And so you said you know that picture to be a picture that you've taken. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of the picture you've taken?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I would like to move to enter Defense Exhibit 2.
Any objection to Defense Exhibit 2?
No objection, Your Honor.
It's admitted, and you can publish.
Can you tell us, is this the picture that you're looking at right now?
No,
The picture,
I don't think so. This looks zoomed in a little more.
the picture on the screen is moving.
Yes.
Let me see if I can make it smaller. Does that look about the size of the picture you're looking at?
No,
Smaller?
smaller. It's picking up at the top headlight to the bottom. Excuse me, the top brake light.
Oh, okay. So, the picture that you're looking at, can you describe the picture really quick?
It is the rear driver's side, and I'm focusing on this brake light that had a defect in there.
And what side of the car would you say that is?
Drivers.
And the way that you took this picture, you mentioned that you have a system that you engage in taking pictures.
Yes.
Based on the way that you've taken pictures, at what point would you say you've taken your picture?
At what point?
Yes, ma'am. You stated that for your own benefit, you start at a certain point on the vehicle when you take the picture. Based on where you know this picture to be, at what point would you have taken this picture?
At what point in numbers or in, okay.
In your process.
In my process?
So do you jump from the left side to the right side of the vehicle?
No, my process is that I start with the driver's side. I go from the driver's to the rear to the passenger to the front, provided that I can get to all of those sides. If I can't, then I start with the front driver's side, and then I go back to the rear driver's side because there's not enough room for me to take it straight on. Then I come to the back.
I'm going to.
I'm sorry.
Can we approach?
Yes.
You take pictures, what your process was. And so in the scheme of your particular process of taking pictures, you were trying to tell us at what point you would have gotten to this point.
When I came to do the defects. So I do overall driver's, rear, passenger, front. And then if there are defects, then I go back and I do the door, and then I do the defect. So I don't know at what point it would have been, but I would have done overall location of the vehicle to show where it was in proximity of the scene. Then I do the driver's, rear, passenger, front. I do the VIN number, I do a tag number, and then if it was stolen. And then I start with where I see a defect to be, and then I make my way inside.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for that detailed information. In terms of, you were asked by the state about how the defects were made in the vehicle. But your job is, or at that time, was just to take the picture, correct?
Yes.
So in terms of how the defects came to be inside of the vehicle, you don't know that.
Well, they're not knives. They didn't come from a knife. So it came from something that leaves a defect in metal.
But in terms of your responsibility at the scene, your responsibility is to take a picture.
Correct.
Redirect?
I'll be very brief. How long have you been photographing crime scenes?
It was for almost 5 years.
5 years. And how many crime scenes have you photographed where you've seen defects?
A lot.
Okay, and how many of those have you seen defects from bullets?
A lot.
Okay. So would it be fair to say that you would know a defect from a bullet versus a punch?
Correct.
A defect from a bullet versus a knife?
Correct.
No further questions.
Anything else? Okay, can this witness be excused?
Yes, you can be excused. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any objection?
Oh, no, Your Honor.
Okay. You're free to go about your business. Thank you so much. Do you guys need a break before another witness, or are you okay? Good? Okay, you guys have another witness ready?
State calls, crime scene technician. Please say and spell your first and last name.
Hollis Brown, HOLLISBROWN.
And how are you employed, Ms. Brown?
I'm a crime scene technician for the City of Atlanta Police Department
How long have you been a crime scene tech with Atlanta Police Department?
since October 3rd, 2019.
Since 2019. And what are your duties as a crime scene tech?
My jobs are to collect and preserve the evidence.
And have you had any specific training in regards to evidence collection?
Yes.
Can you talk to us about the training you had?
I did my training at Gypstick, and it was a week course. We went over courtroom testimony and how to collect and take back evidence.
And how long was that training? You said a week long?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other additional trainings that you've taken over the course of your career in regards to evidence collection?
Just that one course.
And were you employed with Atlanta Police Department in 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you involved in the case on July 4th of 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you, how many cases were you involved in?
I'm sorry, that
How
day?
many cases, yes.
I'm not sure.
Were you called to the scene of University and Fire?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember how you got called to University and Fire?
Yes, I was raised over the radio from an officer to respond to that location.
Did you have any information as to what had occurred at that location?
I responded to a 5048
What's a 5048?
homicide.
And when you arrived on the scene, did you go directly to University and Fire?
Yes.
And when you got there, what did you observe?
The scene was very chaotic. It was cloudy outside. There was SWAT, a few officers on that scene.
Can you describe what that overall area looks like? Is it a residential area? Is it a business area?
More like a business area. There's there's 2 gas stations. There was a Wendy's over there, a liquor store.
Any other businesses? I think you said a gas station, a liquor store.
There's about 3 or 4 gas stations in that one area, and then there's the Wendy's beside the gas station.
Did you do anything to secure the scene when you arrived?
No, ma'am. I just got to walk through with the officer.
Do you recall what officer you walked with?
No, ma'am.
And did that officer give you any directions as to what needed to be collected or memorialized?
Yes.
And what was it that the officer indicated you need to do in regards to evidence collection?
Well, once I got to the scene, they told me we would have to process it fairly quick because of how the scene was. Once I got there, they showed me where all the shell casings were, and I went ahead and photographed and collected the casings.
When you said it's a chaotic scene, what do you mean it's a chaotic scene?
There was still a lot of people in the parking lot area where the Wendy's was. There was a lot of police officers where the liquor store was, at the gas station. I actually had an officer walking with me on the scene to make sure I was okay.
And when you say people, were other people outside of the police officers?
Yes, ma'am.
If you could look through State's Exhibits 31 through 56.
Have you guys seen those?
No, Your Honor.
They've been receiving, discovered.
Or they were provided to the witness, they were not shown to.
They provided discovered that they were.
We just let them see what exhibits you're talking about. That way they'll know what exhibits you're talking about.
Is anyone else taking photographs in that area?
I'm sorry.
Was there anyone else that was tasked with taking photographs?
No, ma'am.
And you said that you walked the scene with the officer. How long did it take you to walk the scene with the officer?
Probably all of 2 minutes.
And I think I was asking you, were you able to count the number of people that were out there at the scene?
It was a lot of people.
And where were those people as you were walking the scene with the officer?
There were some at the gas station that was beside the Wendy's, and the Wendy's parking lot was pretty packed.
Were you able to observe whether or not any of those individuals were armed at all?
I'm not sure.
And how many other officers were out there with you?
It had to have been over 15, 20.
I'm sorry. You said how many?
There had to have been over 15 or 20 officers.
And do you recall if the detective was on the scene?
Yes.
What detective was on the scene?
I remember Shepard.
Were there any other detectives on the scene?
I'm pretty sure there were, but I just remember Shepard.
How long were you at that location?
I may have been there for about 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
And after you indicated, did you take any photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your process once you take any photographs at the scene?
Once I get to the scene, I go ahead and take my overalls, and then when I find my evidence, I go ahead and do my mid-ranges to show where the evidence is on that location, and close-ups to show you what the evidence is.
So you said the overall,
Mid-range.
mid-range, and close-up.
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had a chance to look at things 31 through 56?
Yes.
And what's 31, states 31 through 56?
These are photos of the scene and the evidence on the scene.
And do they accurately depict the photographs that you took on that evening?
Yes.
State that the states exhibits 31 through 56 be agreed to evidence and published to the court.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, what I was provided was through 57, and I was.
I'm not sure what you said. It's not good.
So for 31 through 56.
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay, those are admitted, you can publish. It takes a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm done with my stalling questions while you're looking at the pictures. So. Can you tell me what we are looking at in states exhibit number 31?
This is an overall of the liquor store at that location.
What are we seeing on the outside of the liquor store?
It's been boarded up.
Do you have any conversation with anybody to understand why it hasn't been boarded up?
No, ma'am.
And in states exhibit 32?
These are photos of the cameras in front of the liquor store.
And states exhibit 33?
This is another camera in front of the liquor store
Why did you take photographs of the cameras?
to show where they were, and if anything had been done on that scene, it could show that the cameras were pointed in that direction or where they were located.
And do you provide that information to Detective Shepard?
We went over it when we were at the liquor store.
And states exhibit 34, what do you have in states exhibit 34?
This is an overall of the location and the street.
And do you recall which street this is we're looking at?
This is University.
And do you recall where Wendy's is located in states exhibit 34?
It's to the left where you see that white van.
And so from this vantage point, where would you have been standing on University Avenue?
75 is behind me, and in front of me is, well, where the patrol vehicles are. A little bit further up is a railroad track.
Where would the liquor store have been that we saw earlier in states exhibit 31?
Behind me,
On the right or the left?
to the right.
And so you standing in the middle of the liquor store and Wendy's looking down from University?
Yes, ma'am.
Where the liquor store is on the right, Wendy's is on the left?
Yes.
Why do you take this overall photograph?
It's to show the location of where I'm at.
In states exhibit 35, what's deeper than that?
This is also an overall photo of the location.
What specific area are we looking at? Are we looking at the right side of the street or the left side of the street?
This will be considered the right side of the street.
Is that the same side that the liquor store is on?
Yes.
In states exhibit 36?
This is the overall photo of the right side of the street, and I'm a little bit closer to the patrol vehicles that were down at the end of the street.
States exhibit 37?
This is also another overall. To the right, you can see the gas station. Right beside it is the Wendy's, and to the left, there's a Texaco. Across the street from that Texaco is where the liquor store is.
Where would you have been standing at this vantage point to take that photograph?
Directly beside the Wendy's, and it's to my right.
So at that point now, you're at the other end of the street, taking it upward. Which direction does that have? Does that have it towards the highway?
Yes, ma'am.
And states exhibit 38?
This is also overall.
Are you at that same location from State's Exhibit 37?
Yes, ma'am.
State's Exhibit 39?
This is the overall from the right side, and the Wendy's is straight ahead.
State's Exhibit 40?
This is the sidewalk that's in front of the Wendy's, the driveway area.
And what is there writing in that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us what that says?
Rayshard Brooks, Lil Mac, RIP, BLM.
Are you familiar with the terms BLM?
Yes, ma'am.
And what does that mean?
Black Lives Matter.
And State's Exhibit 41?
These are a photo of overall of my markers.
That's a touch screen for me, so I'm going to walk you through where the markers are. And can you tell us what you said the markers, what does that mean?
Those are placards I put down beside my evidence.
So each place that you see a marker, there's some type of evidence.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you point to where you have markers at on State's Exhibit 41? And you should be able to tap the screen to be able to kind of circle it.
Okay. Can you see it? Okay, thank you.
How many placards are in what you just circled in there?
There are 3. There's 1. 1. 1. And another one.
It's a little bit out of view on the, not on the left side. Where those 3 placards are. Where is that located? Are you able to tell where that's located in your overall?
Yes.
Can you, if you could tap screen. Where would those 3 markers have been?
About in this area,
In that area right there?
along the white line.
Along the white line?
Yes, ma'am.
And State 34, are you able to tell us where those 3 markers would have been? How would you describe that area that you just marked on State's Exhibit 34?
It's still to the right where the white line is. There's some building off to the right over here also.
Is there like a driveway right there in that area?
Yes, ma'am.
And how far would you say, what is that hole, is that a light pole?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How far away were those 3 markers from that light pole?
They weren't too far away from the light pole.
Are you able to show us where your marker 11 would have been? And where is that located on 6034?
It's in the middle of the street on the double yellow lines.
Now moving on to State's Exhibit 42. What is depicted in State 42?
Marker number 1 with a live round.
And if you could just explain, what is a live round?
A live round is a bullet that hasn't been fired yet.
And were you able to determine the caliber of that live round?
If I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was a .223.
State's Exhibit 2?
That's a picture of marker number 2 with a casing.
And State's Exhibit 2, would that have been on that right-hand side by that light pole close to those white lines where State's Exhibit 2 was located?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said shell casing, were you able to determine the caliber of that shell casing?
If I recall, it's still a .223.
Can you repeat that?
I'm sorry. If I recall, it's still a .223.
And what's the piece in State's Exhibit 3?
It's the picture of marker number 3 with the casing.
And were you able to determine that caliber of casing?
Still a .223 round.
And where would marker number 3 have been? And is that still on that right-hand side where you circled earlier by that light pole?
Yes, ma'am. It's in the grass area.
In the grass. And State's number 4?
Yes, ma'am. It's also by that white line.
And were you able to determine the caliber of that?
.223.
And State's number 46?
Marker number 5 with another .223 round.
Is that a round or?
I'm sorry, a casing.
And State's Exhibit 6? I'm sorry, 47.
That's okay. Marker number 6 also with the .223 casing.
And were we still talking about in that general area where the light pole is, near the light lines in the street?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit 48.
It's marker number 7, also with the casing 223.
And State's Exhibit 49.
That's marker number 8, also with the 223 casing.
And was that still in that same area that we've been discussing on that right-hand side across from the windows?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit number 9.
It's marker number 9 with the casing.
And where is that located on that scene?
This one looks like it's located on the sidewalk or the driveway area where the Wendy's is.
Was it in that area?
Yes, ma'am. Can I draw?
And if you could just describe where you're drawing that on State's Exhibit 40.
On the sidewalk area towards the bottom under the RIP, where the crack is in the sidewalk.
And that's where your number 9 is located.
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that caliber of that shell casing?
That's also a 223.
And State's Exhibit 10.
That's marker number 10 with a live round 223.
And State's Exhibit number 11.
That's a projectile on the double lines in the middle.
Were you able to determine what caliber projectile?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
That's a part of crime lab.
When you say it's part of crime lab,
I'm sorry, they handle ballistics.
are they able to do further analysis and testing to give you more information about shell casings, calibers, projectiles,
Yes, ma'am.
and State's Exhibit 53?
This is going to be an overall of the location. So this gas station is a little bit further up on the same side of the Wendy's.
On the same side of the window?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit 54?
This is the overall of the ramp heading to 75 north.
Is that the same area that was just depicted in 53?
Yes, ma'am.
And State's Exhibit number 12?
That's the overall of a casing.
Who directed you to go up there where State's Exhibit 55 was located?
The investigator.
Did you know whether or not that was involved in what happened on University?
I'm not sure.
And State's Exhibit number 56?
That's a close-up of the shell casing.
And what caliber of shell casing is that?
It's a 9mm. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 60 and 60L. Do you recognize State's 60 and 60L?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you recognize State's 60 and 60L?
Excuse me. I noticed my handwriting on the back of the tape on the bags.
So when you're collecting evidence, what do you do as far as students are?
Once I collect the casings and the projectile, I put them in little coin pouches and I seal it with tape.
And is that what's in State's 60 and 60L?
Yes.
It's stated as in State's 60 and 60L.
Any objection? 60 and 60L?
No, Your Honor.
They're admitted.
So it's State 60, because what's in it, just regular 60, not 60L.
Are you saying A or L? A? L, okay.
And can you tell us what is contained in State 60?
My casings.
And are they labeled as states number 60A through 60K?
Yes.
And do you recognize those items?
Yes, ma'am.
60A through 60K. How do you recognize those items?
Because they're my casings from my scene with my handwriting.
It's stated as states 60A through K.
60A through K? Any objection to 60A through K?
No, Your Honor.
They're admitted.
And can you tell us what is contained in state 60A?
This is a LC20.
What's an LC2?
It's a casing.
Are you able to tell us what caliber of casing that is?
A 223 round.
What of your markers 1 through 12 would that have been that's contained in state 60A?
This one is marker number 6.
And you said it was a 223?
Yes, ma'am.
And state 60B.
This is also going to be a 223 LC.
And what marker would that have been at?
Marker number 3.
And state 60C.
Also at LC 20, a 223.
And what marker number would that have been?
Marker number 5.
And states exhibit 60D.
(223) LC 20,
And what marker number was that again?
number 4.
And states exhibit 60E.
It's marker number 2. So 223 LC 20,
And what marker would that be?
number 2.
And 60F.
It's going to be a LC 20,
And what marker number would that have been at?
marker number 8.
And 60G.
The LC 20,
And what caliber is that?
223,
And what marker number would that have been?
marker number 7.
And 68.
This is a 223 REM Frontier.
REM Frontier. What does that mean?
That's the make of the caliber.
And where would that have been located in your marker?
Wendy's driveway. It's marker number 9.
Number 9. And states exhibit 60I.
This is the 9mm Luger. The casing. It's marker number 12 on the ramp.
And that would have been up in, kind of going near the highway, looking back at the news.
Yes, ma'am.
And states exhibit 60J.
It's a 223 REM Frontier.
And is that a casing as well?
No, ma'am. This is a live round.
And what is a live round mean?
It's a bullet that's still intact.
So it had to be fired.
No, ma'am.
And states exhibit 60K.
It's going to be marker number 1. This is a 223 FC REM. And this is also a live round.
And looking at those casings and rounds that you have, that's in state 60A through K, did you notice any damages at all to those items?
Yes, ma'am.
In your experience and knowledge, what would have caused that type of damage to those casings and projectiles that you talked about?
If there's a lot of traffic on the road, cars are running over casings.
And when you got to the scene, was there traffic in the area?
No, ma'am.
Or were there a lot of people in the area?
Yes, ma'am.
And could you open states, I think it's 60L.
I, or you say L?
60L. Just in the other bag. Do you recognize that 60L?
Yes.
How do you recognize that 60L?
My handwriting is on the back.
And would that have been a piece of evidence that you collected while you were on the scene of the university and prior?
Yes.
Say that the state 60L be this evidence.
Any objection? 60L? It's admitted. I think it had been previously admitted.
I'm sorry.
I think it had been previously admitted, just in case. Better safe than sorry.
Now, do you know what was going on the scene before you arrived at the university in prior?
No, ma'am. That was 4th of July. Everything was up that day.
Thank you. What was contained in state 60L?
It's a projectile
And where was that projectile?
in the middle of the street. Marker number 11.
Marking the bullet. And do you know the caliber of that projectile at all?
No, ma'am.
When you said you're able to tell us what that is, that would have to be the GDI?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further.
Cross-examination?
You
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, ma'am. I just have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
In reference to,
Yes, ma'am.
in reference to, what you did on that day, you mentioned that you had an officer or retained that was with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So in terms of how you determine what you need to take pictures of, that officer or that detective tells you what to take pictures of?
They give me a walkthrough of the scene, and if I find anything else, then I'll mention it to the detective whether it needs to be collected or not.
And with the, they give you a walkthrough of the scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you describe what that is?
So when I get to the scene, I go ahead and give my sheet, like a verification form, to the officer, and they walk me through the scene as far as telling me where everything is, what they are looking for, or whatever the case may be.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Any redirect?
Just one. Did you find anything in addition to what the detective had pointed out to you to photograph or collect?
Not that I recall.
Any objection?
Objection, Your Honor.
Hey, you can be excused. Thanks for joining us.
What do I do with this evidence?
Recognize those photographs.
Yes.
And prior to today, crime scene tech you had an opportunity to review those photographs in detail prior to your testimony.
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors, are those photographs that you took as it relates to the vehicle that you were asked to come to the cage and process and photograph on July 6th of 2020?
Yes.
At this time, I'm going to state with tender with the mark of state exhibits 58 through 103.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
They're admitted, and you can publish.
Thank you, Judge. Now, crime scene tech, I'm going to kind of speed through some of these because we have seen pictures of the car from its initial being photographed by your colleague, crime scene tech Davis. But can you explain to the jurors why you take additional photos that may be similar to what another crime scene tech has taken, but the location is different? What's the purpose of that?
You said why we take the similar photos, but the location is different?
Yes.
Well, the location is different here because this car was towed from where it was originally to our cage.
Let me ask you that question. These photographs, are they used to document where the car is in processing?
Oh, yes, this is pretty much documentation of where the actual vehicle was when I processed it.
Now, in these first series of photos, let's take exhibits 58 through 62. So 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Can you tell the jurors these initial photographs, this series of photographs that you take, what is the purpose of taking the photographs and what are you documenting?
Pretty much I'm documenting every angle of the vehicle, the front, driver's side, passenger side, rear of the vehicle, just to show overall how the vehicle looks.
And when you're taking a series of photographs or photographs in general, as you're documenting the processing you do of either a crime scene or, in this instance, a vehicle, do you use the same typical photographing techniques that we've heard about previously, where you'll take an overall, a mid-range, and a close-up?
Yes.
And in the photographs that I showed you, are there instances in the series of photographs where we're not showing the overall, the mid-range, and the close-up?
Yes.
Okay. We're not hiding any photos or anything, right?
No.
Now, I want to show you States at 63. Is this photograph taken just to document the information of the VIN and the identified characteristics of this specific vehicle?
Yes.
Now, in States Exhibit 64, can you tell the jurors why do you photograph the tire here specifically as relating to this photo?
Well, I photographed it because it's damaged. So pretty much any type of damage that the vehicle might have, I'm going to photograph it because it might be related to something involved in a crime.
And is that what you're doing in the next series of photos in States Exhibit 65 as it relates to the this front tire?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors the photographs 64 and 65 of the tires that are either flat or deflated, is that the passenger side or the driver's side of the vehicle?
I believe it's the passenger side.
And you talked about documenting damage as you're taking the overall photos of the front, back, and the side views of, in this instance, a vehicle. In States at 66 and 67, are you just photographing damage that you saw when you began to process the vehicles related to the front windshield?
Yes.
And to be fair, to ask you a question, do you know how that damage got there?
No, I do not.
Okay. And were you present on the scene when a shooting may have occurred?
No.
Is your job processing of the actual crime scene has occurred and the vehicle has been towed to the location here at the case.
Yes.
Now, after you've taken your overall and the series of photos you described of the outside of the vehicle, before you begin to mark items of evidence, do you do the same technique you described with photographing the inside of the car?
Yes, I photographed the inside.
Is that what we're seeing in States Exhibit 68, 69, 70, and 71?
Yes.
And as it relates to States Exhibit 72, can you explain to the jurors what is the focus of the photograph, the purpose of this photograph?
The purpose of this photograph is to show the defect that's located in the back seat.
Okay. And as it relates to any defects that you find either inside or outside the car, do you then take additional photos where you mark with either placards or some sort of sticker to identify the actual piece of evidence in which you are photographing and processing?
Yes.
Okay. I want to show you State Exhibit 73. Can you tell the jurors in State Exhibit 73 what the A's and B on State Exhibit 73 signify and the purpose that you put those markers there?
A and B are the markings of the defects that were located in the rear of the vehicle.
And you said you've been working in the city of Atlanta for how many years?
A little over 10.
And in your 10 years, I think you said you've only worked specifically as a crime scene tech and now a supervisor in that unit?
Correct.
Can you tell the jurors, you use the term defect, what does that mean? And based on your number of years of experience going to crime scenes and seeing defects like this, can you explain or tell the jurors what these defects appear to be caused by?
Usually, the defects are usually known to be caused by a bullet.
And can you tell the jurors how do you know that, based on your training experience, these are defects that are caused by a bullet instead of, let's say, a knife or a rock or something like that?
Well, usually by the shape of the defect. It's mostly round.
Okay. Is that what we're seeing here in States Exhibit 74 and 75, both close-up versions of the marker A and marker B, signifying the defects you've previously described?
Yes.
And we go back to States Exhibit 74. Can you tell the jurors, and I'm going to go back to States Exhibit 73, the defects that are marked for the record purposes, A and B, where are they located as it relates to the quadrant portion of the vehicle?
Well, A is located in the rear tailgate, and B is located at like the bottom towards the bumper.
And if we're looking at States Exhibit 73, maybe a silly question, but would you consider the defects that you see in States Exhibit 73, the markers A and B, would you consider that to be the driver's side of the back of the vehicle or the trunk?
Yes, the driver's side.
Okay. Now, in States Exhibit 76, can you tell the jurors, do you see a marker that you use to signify a defect or an item of evidence as you process the car?
Yes.
And can you tell jurors, are we looking at something similar that you described previously when you marked A and B in the back of the car?
Yes.
Okay. And just for the purposes of the jury and for the record, can you tell the jurors what area of the car you photographing here?
Well, that's the rear driver's side, like I guess you call it like quarter panel fender area.
Okay. And can you tell the jurors, as we get to States Exhibit 77, a close-up version, is this another defect based on your training experience from a bullet?
Yes.
Now, as it relates to States Exhibit 78, what are we looking at in States Exhibit 78 for evidentiary purposes as you process the car?
The letter markings of defects located in the rear passenger door.
Okay. When you say the rear passenger door,
I'm sorry, rear driver door.
so we're still on the driver's side of the vehicle, but it's the passenger door.
Right. Yeah, rear passenger side. The rear driver's side door.
We're all having trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in this instance, in the back door on the driver's side, you located two defects.
Yes.
And do you see in States Exhibit 78 the window as it relates to that back door on the driver's side?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors, based on you being there and being able to observe the damage, can you explain to the jurors what we're looking at?
Pretty much just a shattered window.
Okay. And in your number of years of processing cars, does the glass from the window go further down into kind of the door where those defects can be seen with markers E and B?
Yes.
Based on your number of years, is that the reason for the shatter?
Yes.
Okay. Now, States Exhibit 79 and 80, are these just close-up photos of feet and defects from bullets?
Yes.
And in States Exhibit 81, can you kind of describe where on the vehicle this defect marked with the letter marker F is on the driver's side of the Jeep.
The marker number F is at the bottom panel of the rear driver door.
And this is Pt2, just a close-up of the defect from the bullet that we just talked about in the bottom panel of the back driver's side door.
Yes.
And based on your training and experience, is that defect or that hole that is represented by marker F caught by a bullet as well?
Yes.
Now, as we move to State Exhibit 83, can you tell the jurors, obviously this is a door, which door on the car do these defects appear and marked with marker H and G?
The driver door.
Okay. And how many defects did you locate in the driver front door?
2.
And 84 and 85 are these just close-ups of the defects you described from bullets in G and H?
Yes.
Now, after you've kind of completed the same overall close-up, mid-range and close-up photos, after you've marked the defects from the outside of the car, do you then move to the inside of the car to do the same process?
Yes.
Right. And can you tell the jurors in State Exhibit 86, where are we on the inside of the car, and what is marker I signifying or identifying?
This is the inside of the driver's door, and marker number I is a defect located in the speaker area of the door.
And I want to move that quickly to States 83, where we're looking at H and G, the defects that are marked by H and G on the outside of the driver's side door. Does marker H line up with a bullet that went through the door and then out the speaker?
Yes.
And this marker, is States 87, just a close-up version of the defect caused by the bullet exiting the speaker.
Yes.
And in State Exhibit 88, can you tell the jurors, are we still on the driver's side of the car as you photograph this?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors, J and K, is this the back door or the front door?
This is the back door.
On the back door of the driver's side, in State Exhibit 88, you've marked, where you put markers J and K. On the inside panel of the back driver's side door, what are those signify based on your training and experience?
That it could possibly be defects. Yes.
Based on your number of years working with the City of Atlanta Police Department, specifically in crime scene analysis, can you tell the jurors when a bullet goes through a surface here, like a car door or a trunk, what happens to a bullet as it travels through hard surfaces like metal and things that are also inside, like a window or door?
Sometimes they come apart.
Okay. Is it fair to say that when you say they come apart, because some of the fragments come out and then other fragments stay inside?
Yeah, some stay out, some stay in.
And I want to show you States Exhibit 89. Can you tell the jurors what we're looking at here as it relates to marker L?
That's another defect that was located at the bottom of the rear driver door.
And the defect that is marked on the inside of the rear driver's side door, marker L, is that correlated with States Exhibit 81, the marker F?
Yes.
And State Exhibit 90, as that is part of the series of photographs, the close-up photograph that was taken of L and the defect is marked.
Yes.
I want to show you as we move inside or closer to the inside of the vehicle on the back driver's side. Do you see marker N in State Exhibit 91?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors what is marker N and how does that correlate to, if it does, to the previous marker that we just saw in State Exhibit 90, which is L, and then 81, which was State Exhibit F, I'm sorry.
Well, M is another defect that was located, at the bottom. I can't really, I forget what the area is called, but it's located just below the rear driver frame of the door. So that's a defect that was marked with correlation to the defect that was L.
Okay. So in this instance, helm is in, I'm going to call it an exit, well, an exit wound from the car. Is this an exit wound from the entry of the bullet on the outside of the vehicle, which is marked as F?
Correct.
And is States Exhibit 91 and 92, which is marker M, are those, is that a re-entry based on your training and experience of the bullet that traveled from the outside back lower panel of the driver's side back door out the inside of the driver's door and then into the innermost part of the bottom part of the car?
Yes.
Now, what are you looking at in States Exhibit 93 as it relates to where we are inside the vehicle?
This is a photo of the back seat, well, the back part of the driver's seat with defects that were marked.
Can you tell the jurors, based on the number of years of processing vehicles and crime scenes, have you photographed the inside of vehicles as it relates to seats like we're looking at here in States Exhibit 93?
Yes.
Can you tell the jurors, have you ever had the opportunity to take apart a seat like this front driving seat and this Jeep?
I have before.
And can you tell the jurors, based on your experience of doing that and processing vehicles like this, what's inside of a typical seat?
It's a whole bunch of cushion.
Is there metal springs?
Yeah, metal springs, cushion, all types.
And in this instance, did you open up the driver's seat in States Exhibit 93?
No.
Okay. Is that something that was requested for you to be done? Was that something that was requested by the detective you were working in conjunction with when you processed this Jeep on June 6th, 2020?
No.
Okay. And in RNS, do you see the markers that we're looking at here in 93?
Yes.
And can you tell the jurors, are those defects similar to the ones that you explained previously from your previous markers? I won't go through the alphabet, but is that the same general defect?
Yes.
And did you then take the same series of photos that you have described for the other defects that you took, the mid-range and the close-up, as it relates to these defects marked by NRNS?
Yes.
Is that what we're looking at in States Exhibit 94 and 95?
Yes.
Now, if the, if there was a defect on, so I'm going to move to States Exhibit 96, do you see the defect marked by O?
Yes.
So, and where are we in the car as it relates to the defect that we're looking at here that you marked with the letter O?
This is the back seat on the driver's side.
Okay. I just want to go back to States Exhibit 95 where we're looking at R and S, and then 94 where we're looking at the marker N. If there was a defect on the other side of the driver's seat, so the front, what I'll call it, the driver's seat, would you have taken a series of photographs marking that and documenting that?
Yes.
Okay. And in this instance, were there any defects in the front part of the driver's seat?
No.
Okay. Now, as we move back to States Exhibit 96, can you tell the jurors, is this a close-up of the defects you described on the front? Is section of the driver back seat?
Yes.
And as we move to States Exhibit 98, marker P, can you tell the jurors what is that marking for, and does that marker P correlate with any previous defect that you marked in the series of photographs that we've been looking at?
Yes. P is the defect that's located on the back side of the rear passenger seat on the driver's side.
Okay. And I want to ask you too, when, based on your number of years working and documenting and processing crime scenes, can you tell the jurors when a bullet goes through, again, a surface like a metal part of the trunk, and then travels through a vehicle into the back of a seat like we're looking at here with the marker P, States Exhibit 98, can you tell the jurors as a bullet travels through surfaces like that, can the trajectory of the bullet change?
Your Honor, I have a gentleman's line of questioning. Julian Brooks.
Yes.
You started your position at the Atlanta Police Department and continued training as it relates to crime scene processing.
Yes.
And during that training, throughout your number of years, have you received training as it relates to trajectory of bullets, like we've been talking about?
Not necessarily training on trajectory, but we have used trajectory rods before.
Okay. And the times that you process vehicles, how many times have you utilized trajectory rods as it relates to training with those?
Sure, I say a lot of times.
Okay. Did you use, I'm asking, did you utilize trajectory rods in this instance as it relates to prosecuting this vehicle?
No.
Why?
Well, the investigator didn't request that.
So I'm going to move to the 6th divisions. 100. It's marked with the marker Q. Can you tell the jurors where in the car are we now, and what does this photograph signify?
Q is the defect that's on the bottom, on the inside part of the tailgate.
And when we're looking at states of 98, we see the marker P. Do you see that?
Yes.
Is marker Q that we were just looking at in State Exhibit 100 kind of, is it the opposite, is it the same?
Well,
Is it the back of the trunk that would lead you to State Exhibit P?
yes.
Okay. So if I was to open the trunk of the Jeep, that would be the inside part of the trunk. And would that correlate with the bullet hole that you took on the outside of the trunk that was labeled A?
Labeled A. Yes, yes, yes.
And can you tell the jurors in State Exhibit 102 as it relates to marker T, what are we looking at there?
That's another defect on the side of the driver's seat.
Do you see on the marker R that we had previously talked about?
Yeah, that actually fell. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a defect. It actually fell off where its original place.
Sounds like APD's got a value in some other things.
Yeah, that sometimes, yeah.
And it states that 103 is that as a close-up of the defect that you saw and photographed previously in states of 102, but from the mid-range.
Yes.
Now, can you tell the jurors as it relates to processing the vehicle, well, first, what is GSR, or gunshot residue?
Gunshot residue is pretty much the residue that disperses from when you fire a firearm.
Can you tell the jurors your number of years of working with crime scenes at the City Atlanta Police Department, and if you've been trained on how to attempt to collect gunshot residue?
Yes.
And was that requested as it relates to the processing of the inside of the Jeep?
Yes.
And this may sound like a random question, but when you first encountered the Jeep and began to photograph it and process it, were all four of the windows up?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell the jurors what area of the car did you attempt to collect GSR gunshot residue, and how do you do that?
Well, I processed the inside of the driver's door along like the armrest area, top part, and I did the headliner on the driver's side and the headliner on the passenger side. And pretty much how we do a GSR is a GSR comes in a package, and it has three, well, usually we like to use them for hands, but you can also use a GSR on hands, and you could also use it on other different materials. So in our package, we have three like plastic vials about this big, and it's about the circumference size of a quarter. And each vial has a cap that comes with it. So you take that cap off, and once you take the cap off, there's a little black cylinder on the back side of that cap that's stuck to it. And then that cap is what is used to collect the gunshot residue. So for instance, if I was doing the gunshot residue on my hand, I would take that cap and pretty much just go in between the webs of my fingers and all over my hand, all the way up to my wrist. So in this instance with the vehicle, I just use that cap to tap along the areas of the headliner and the inside driver's door.
Look at the outside of the packaging. Takes it 1/4. Do you recognize what it is?
Yes, this is a gunshot residue kit.
Is that the gunshot residue kit that you intend to collect gunshot residue from the inside of the Jeep we were talking about?
Yes.
If you just cut open the case at 104 and look inside.
You want to take it out? Okay.
You opened it, right?
Yep.
Inside, it's got the contents of the gunshot residue, the kit that you used in attempting to collect gunshot residue inside that vehicle.
Yes.
So at this time, I can say it's 10 with the mark, stick to the 104 and
No objection, Your Honor.
Now, it states in the 58, as we're looking at the front of the car, can you kind of tell the jurors, you said, where did you attempt to collect GSR as it relates to the front of the front compartment of the vehicle?
The headliner just above the driver's seat and the passenger seat.
When you say the headliner, it states in the 58, would it be the fabric or whatever material a vehicle has that's above the windshield and leading to the roof of the inside of the car?
Yes.
And you said something about not only did you test the headliner, but you tested an area of the front driver's side kind of door area.
Yes.
Can you explain to the jurors where generally did you test the front driver part of the actual door?
I tested the area just above the armrest where the latch is to actually to get out of the car. That whole area above the armrest.
Okay. And would it be the armrest that would be located where the controls for the windows would be?
Right. Yeah, where the window controls are located.
Okay. And can you tell the jurors when you use the kit that's contained 6-104, you described how you do it on a person's hand. How would you attempt to collect gunshot residue or GSR from the headliner or the part of the driver's side door that you just talked about?
Oh, like I said, I would just have to use that cap that has that little black disc on the back side of it and just pretty much just tap along that whole surface area to collect possible GSR.
And would you say, as it relates to the headliner, did you test the majority, if not all, of the headliner that's contained in the front compartment of the vehicle?
Yes, I did the whole front portion of the headliner leading from the driver's side all the way to the passenger side in the front portion of the vehicle.
Once you completed the tapping motion that you just described, I won't repeat it, I'll do it both of you. But what do you do with the kit?
The kit, once everything is all done, once I'm done, I pretty much put everything back inside of the packaging, seal it up, evidence tape, and then I'll send it to the GBI for GSR analysis.
Once you finish the GSR collection kit that you described, complete the task that you were requested to do when working with the homicide detective in this instance?
Yes.
I don't have any further questions for you this time, and then I'll be back.
Cross-examination?
Thank you, Your Honor. Very briefly. And I apologize, I don't recall your previous answer. You were doing crime scene technology for how long?
Over 10 years.
And has all of that been with the Atlanta Police Department?
Yes.
There was a picture that was of, I believe you called that area the cage. What was that area where you photographed the car, or did the crime scene technology investigation?
You said where was the area?
Where was the car?
It was in our cage where we bring our vehicles for storage.
And where is that?
It's outside in the back of the public safety annex building.
Is that Donald Lee Hollowell?
Yes.
And how do cars get to Donald Lee Hollowell?
They're towed by a tow truck.
Is that something that is commonly done?
Yes.
And typically, when a case is ongoing, how long do you keep the car there?
It depends. I just don't really know. I don't know the exact time or how long. I just know when they call us out to process cars, I go out there and process the car.
Well, do you know how long a car can be there? Is it an indefinite amount of time?
Yes, it's possible.
So you can keep a car 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, 10 years, correct?
I don't want to say that long, but it could be up to weeks.
Years too, correct?
Possibly.
Do you know where the car is now?
No.
It's still in the cage.
I don't know.
Why, in your experience, as you indicated, you have done trajectory rods, I believe you said lots of times, correct?
Yes.
Why?
Well, trajectory rods are used to show the path and angle of a bullet from a shooting.
And by showing the path and angle of the shooting, it is also helpful in determining the location of the shooter, isn't that correct?
Correct.
For example, as you showed that car seat, the back, well, I'll withdraw that. When you discussed the front car seat, there's a question about what's on the inside of that car seat, and I think you indicated foam, correct?
Yeah, cushion, and wiring, not wiring, but, cushion and
And springs.
springs, yeah.
Well, in terms of that back seat, is there any damaged wiring in the back seat or springs?
That one, no, because I didn't cut open the seat.
And if I can approach the witness, you got scissors, right?
Yeah,
But no one cut open the back of the car seat, correct?
correct,
So no one made any determination if there were any damaged springs or wires, correct?
correct,
And no one used trajectory rods on that car, correct?
correct,
So as you indicated that the purpose of trajectory rods is to determine the angle of the shooting, correct?
correct,
And also to give one an idea of the location of the shooter, correct?
correct,
If that car is no longer in the possession of the Atlanta Police Department, the opportunity to determine the angle of that shooting is lost, correct?
possibly,
And it's also lost to determine the possible position of the shooter, correct?
correct,
All right?
correct.
Lost forever, correct?
I can't say forever,
Unless you get the car back, right?
correct.
Right now, as far as you don't know the car's even in the cage anymore, do you?
I don't know,
No one ever directed you to do trajectory rods.
correct,
No one ever directed you to get the angle of the shots, correct?
correct,
No one ever directed you to get an idea of the position of the shooter, correct?
correct.
Do you have any questions in those years of training and experience that the vehicle you processed, the Jeep, back in July of 2020, and it took on gunfire on the driver's side of that car?
Yes,
Do you have any doubt or question that that's where the defects are from?
no doubt.
And can you tell the jurors, based on your knowledge, do you know that, are you aware of any requests made by defendants to process that vehicle in the first 6 months,
No,
in the first year?
no,
Are you aware of any requests for the processing of that vehicle based on your knowledge of the case?
no,
Okay. And can you tell the jurors, we talked about trajectory and use of trajectory rods. Does the video of a shooting help assist determining the angles in which, in this instance, a car took on gunfire?
it possibly can.
If a vehicle is in motion when it's taking on gunfire, then that affects the trajectory or angle that a bullet enters a car.
It can,
Moving or not, left is left and right is right, correct?
correct,
You don't take your direction from defense attorneys, do you?
no,
The detective directs you, correct?
correct.
The government, the state, the district attorney, they direct you, correct?
I can't say correct to that one, no.
Did you know that in this case, Mr. Conley wasn't indicted until sometime in 2021?
I had no clue.
Did you know that in this case, the car was gone before Mr. Conley was even indicted?
No,
No further questions.
Did you know, crimes he had done, that Mr. Connolly had a lawyer representing him prior to his arrest? Did you know that?
no,
Did you know that Mr. Connolly had a lawyer prior to charges being taken out for the crimes that he's here right now for?
no,
Did you know that Mr. Connolly had a lawyer well before he was indicted?
no,
And do you have any knowledge of his counsel at the time requesting the DA's office or the Atlanta Police Department to process the Jeep that you just talked about?
no.
Further questions?
In all your years of experience and all the lots of rotting that you've been instructed to do, give me a percentage. Has it been closer to 99% or 100% of the time that your direction came from the detective?
Let's say 80% of the time.
80% of the time,
Yeah.
your direction came from the detective,
Mm-hmm, yes, correct.
but not from defense.
No,
Further questions?
No further questions.
Professional name or Do you want my professional name or my government name?
Let's do both.
My professional name is Tom Jones. That's Tomjones. The name my mother gave me is Tommy Jones. That's Tommyjones.
Well, I'm just gonna call you Mr. Jones.
Hey, it's fine with me.
Now, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
For those of us who may not recognize you, can you tell the jurors how you are employed?
I'm employed with WSB TV. I'm a senior reporter there
And how long have you been a reporter with WSB TV here in Atlanta?
for 23 years.
Okay. And can you tell the jurors as it relates to the stories that you report on? Do you report on a specific type of story or all types?
Well, I'll cover anything, but mostly I cover crime in courts. I love crime in courts and how it all comes together, so I usually venture toward those types of stories. But I'll cover anything.
Mr. Jones, can you tell the jurors, did you report on a shooting that happened on July 4th, 2020 in relation to the death of 8-year-old Secoriea Turner?
I did.
And can you tell the jurors, did you report initially on the shooting and Secoria's death?
Yes, I reported on all aspects of this incident, from the Rayshard Brooks, from that shooting, and it evolved into what happened to Secoriea Turner. So I was actively involved in a lot of that coverage that we did on that story. So I reported on several stories in relationship to this incident.
And were you contacted or requested to cover, in relation to the story you just described, a press conference where Julian Conley and Jackie Patterson were being interviewed or were the subjects of the press conference?
Well, I remember at the time that Atlanta police put out a bolo for persons of interest in the shooting involving Secoriea Turner, and attorney Jackie Patterson, was representing one of the people who was in that bolo, that Be on the Lookout flyer. And I got an interview with Mr. Patterson and Mr. Conley surrounding the events of why he was on that bolo flyer. It wasn't a press conference, it was just me and those two.
Okay. And, the interview with Mr. Conley and Mr. Patterson, can you tell the jurors where that interview happened?
It happened in Jackie Patterson's office. It was in Midtown off Peachtree Road. I think it was 4800 block of Peachtree Road, not far from our station.
Okay. And you said, because I know this was during COVID, and I know protocols make it a little different, but when you interviewed Mr. Patterson and the defendant, Julian Conley, were you in the same room or area during that interview?
We were in Mr. Patterson's conference room. It was COVID, so protocols were in place, and we kept a distance from one another. They were on one side of the table, and I was on the other side, along with my photographer.
I know you kept the 6 feet that were required.
Yes, of course.
The individual that you referenced today, Julian Conley, and you're welcome to stand, do you see the person that you interviewed that day in July?
Yes, I do.
And if you could, for the record, kind of point and identify the area he's in and describe an item of clothing that he's wearing, who he's sitting to his right.
He's sitting to my right at the defense counsel's table. He has on a gray suit, lighter blue, possibly lighter gray shirt with a striped tie.
Okay. And we're looking from your vantage point to his right, is a male or female student next to Mr. Conley?
From my point of view,
Yes.
it's a female to his right, a male to his left.
I'll let the record reflect that the witness, Mr. Jones, has identified the defendant, Julian Conley.
It will.
I don't want to get into any real specifics other than was the interview with Mr. Conley and Mr. Patterson that you did on July 13th, 2020, was that videotaped and aired on WSB-TV Live?
It was videotaped and aired. It was a lead story, I believe, at 5, and it was at the top of the 6 o'clock newscast.
Okay. And this time around the state, Secoriea Turner states that 106 and 106A states 106A is a certificate of authenticity as it relates to state 106, which is the news story that was recorded initially. Recorded and then later aired with Mr. Jones, the defendant, Mr. Patterson.
So the first one is the video, the second one is the certificate of authenticity?
Yes, Your Honor, the standard nature of business records exception. I was noticed counsel previously, and it's a self-authenticated document due to the certificate of authenticity. No objection to that.
To the admission of both those exhibits?
No objection to the certificate of authenticity and the business records exception.
What is your objection to?
The other, is it the entire news story? If it's the entire news story, I object to that.
It's the entire news story that was
and it's admitted and you can publish both exhibits. Mr. Jones, can you see on your screen?
I can. Yes.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Is pleading with the public to help find her killer. He spoke exclusively to one of the men who police say is a person of interest in that shooting.
Channel 2's Tom Jones, live in Midtown Atlanta. And Tom, the man told you he's comfortable speaking publicly because he says he didn't shoot anyone.
George, that's what Julian Conley says. He admits he was at the scene, says he saw what happened, but says he did not shoot anyone. I attended a news conference on Zoom where 8-year-old Secoriea Turner's parents pleaded with the public for help finding her killer.
The parents of 8-year-old Secoriea Turner pleaded for help finding the person who shot and killed their daughter. Secoriea was in her mother's SUV July 4th on University Avenue. That's when gunmen, who police say had illegally barricaded the entrance to the store they were trying to get to, opened fire on the car, killing the child. Police have named 2 people as persons of interest. Attorneys for the family says someone knows who they are.
His name is Julian Conley.
Attorney Jackie Patterson says Julian Conley is the second person of interest police are looking for. He says Conley did not shoot Secoriea.
He was on the scene on that particular day, but he committed no crime whatsoever.
Conley told me he feels terribly sorry about what happened to Secoriea.
But at the end of the day, I had nothing to do with it.
I asked if Patterson will make Conley available to police.
We have nothing to say to the police. We just want the public to know that this man is innocent.
Meanwhile, Secoria's mother says she wants to hear from anyone who knows what happened.
You don't have to call the police, lawyers, nobody. Right, he called me.
And the reward for a conviction in this case is now at $50,000. Patterson says Conley doesn't know the name of the person who shot Secoriea, but he says he can explain how the shooting unfolded. I'll be working on that part of the story for Channel 2 Action News at 6. We're live in Midtown Atlanta. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
And the reward in this case is now $50,000. All you have to do is call Crime Stoppers at 404-577-8477. You don't have to give your name, and you can still get that reward. Again, that number 404-577-TIPS.
But at the end of the day,
Okay, you want to cut it off now?
A man called a person of interest in an 8-year-old girl's murder, saying he's innocent. Only Channel 2 Action News exposed this day. Channel.
There's still another minute and a half with the interview between.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was it. I thought it was starting over again. Sorry.
Only Channel 2 Action News spoke with him today. Channel 2's Tom Jones was live on this story in Midtown. So Tom, the man said that he was there that night, but he didn't shoot into that car.
That is right, Justin. Julian Conley says he was right there. He told me he had a weapon, but says he didn't fire it one time. He says he was at the scene and didn't know the shooter, and he feels bad that a child lost her life.
I feel terribly sorry about what happened to Secoriea Turner.
19-year-old Julian Conley admits he was at the scene on University Avenue July 4th when 8-year-old Secoriea Turner was shot and killed.
Did you shoot anyone?
No.
Did you open fire that day?
No, sir.
Attorney Jackie Patterson says his client saw himself on television as a person of interest.
The fact that he looked like he's guilty by showing somebody's picture on television, he had to set the record straight.
Police have been searching for the gunman who shot Secoriea near the Wendy's where Rayshard Brooks was killed. Officers say someone shot in Secoria's mother's car after she tried to get through an illegal barricade someone had set up. Patterson says Conley told him a man driving Secoria's mother's car drove through the barricade and hit a man with a rifle.
And when that person fell to the ground, that person got up and started firing at that vehicle.
I asked if he will allow his client to talk to police.
We have nothing to say to the police. We just want the public to know that this man is innocent.
At this news conference, Secoria's parents pleaded for the public to come forward and tell who killed their daughter.
The lady, she had a picture and she was recording. Please come forward.
And I asked police about Conley's version of what happened. This was their response. We would encourage Mr. Conley to contact investigators and speak with them regarding the investigation. At this time, the investigation continues. Now, there is now a $50,000 reward in this case. We're live in Midtown Atlanta. Tom Jones, Channel 2 Action News.
And a lot of interest to get this one right. Tom, thanks.
Well, thank you. No further questions today.
Any cross-examination for Mr. Jones?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you.
I have no questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, could he be excused?
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.